Chamoli was a village nestled deep in the Himalayas, where the trees were not just plants, they were family. They gave shade in the summer, firewood in the winter, and sweet fruits in the monsoon. The rivers ran clear, and birds sang songs that filled the valley. But one day, trouble arrived. A group of men with axes and saws marched into the village. They were here to cut down the trees. "We need the wood for building," their leader said. "These trees are in the way." The villagers gasped. "No! If the trees go, the land will dry up, the birds will leave, the air will turn hot and dusty." But the men didn't care. They marked the biggest and oldest trees for cutting. Among the villagers was a brave girl named Amrita. She was just 10 years old, but she understood something important. Without trees, life would disappear. That night, she sat under her favorite banyan tree and thought hard. "What can we do?" she whispered. The wind blew softly, as if the trees themselves were answering. Then an idea struck her like lightning. "We will hug the trees. If they want to cut them, they will have to cut us first." She gathered all the children in the village and told them the plan. The next morning, they would form a human shield around the trees. The next day, the woodcutters arrived, their axes gleaming. But instead of an empty forest, they found Amrita and dozens of villagers hugging the trees tightly. A woodcutter laughed. "Move aside, little ones. We have work to do." "No!" Amrita shouted. "You'll have to cut us before you cut the trees." The woodcutters hesitated. They had never seen something like this before. More villagers came, wrapping their arms around the trunks. Old, young, men, women, everyone stood together. The woodcutters scratched their heads. "What do we do now?" Their leader sighed. "They won't let go. Let's leave." And just like that, the trees were saved. The news of this brave act spread across the Himalayas and beyond. More villages joined in, hugging their trees to protect them. This became known as the Chipko Movement. Years later, the forests of Chamoli still stood tall, whispering stories to the wind. And if you listen closely, you can hear them say, "Thank you for standing with us.